let's move on to the Pulse. And the Pulse, as usual, starts off with a beauty on the front page.
She looks like the chick at the back, doesn't she? I mean, it's just me.
No.
She looks like the chick at the back without makeup.
Without makeup, and the hair is also different.
But this is Renee.
Who is Renee?
She's a rapper.
There's
so
one at the back.
Women rappers now, eh?
Yeah, Renee's a rapper.
Rappers
She's quite a good
DJs.
one, by the way.
Yeah, there's a number of rappers and DJs. But also now, head to head on page 4. Truth, the Chipukizi Prezo Skylax War. And another war that took place, and apparently even guns were drawn.
I know. Really now?
Really?
Really now?
Who are the
Chipukizi had a gun?
No, not Chipukizi. Not Chipukizi. A gun was drawn as tempers flared when self-proclaimed king of bling, CMB, and his men clashed with comedian Chipukizi during a star-studded weekend gig in Skylax. And it's, well, according to this article, it is alleged there was also a woman involved.
There's always a woman involved, but I do not know
this would be
about
sad,
this.
Really.
So I would say, Chipukizi, go back to your house and write more jokes. And then
And stop and
Prezo release
rap.
a new song, you know?
Get busy.
On this one.
Sure, just get busy.
This is just silly.
Yeah.
Let's not even waste our time talking about
Yeah.
Then on page 6, something else, and this I think we've discussed severally, and I think it's last week we were looking at, or were saying how sometimes as a gospel artist, what is the expectation? You represent a certain, you know, there's a certain expectation given to you. But Mr. T here comes out to say fake is the gospel truth. And again, looking at the war between Bahati and his friend, who they've now made, you know, amends. But gospel singer Mr. T spills the beans on the evil most gospel celebs are involved in, exposing the intrigues that are behind the decline. Could then this be, if this article be true from what he's saying, could it be that then gospel artists are in it for the money and the fame? Because I'm not sure there's even
there's a big maybe, but I just want to reiterate that you need to understand your calling. You're dealing with souls. You're dealing with souls. Actually, your song is a deciding factor whether somebody will make it to heaven or not. So if you understand the bigness of your call, then you'd stop meandering around nonsenses.
Yes.
Is that plural for nonsense?
No, that's nonsense.
Oh, okay, sorry, just nonsense.
And
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
talking about etiquette and even gospel artists, and I'm saying this because there are times you live and invite artists and they'll not tell you openly, I'm talking about gospel artists, they'll not tell you openly, I'm not coming. They will just, you know,
They meander around.
They're
supposed to just say, I'm coming or I'm not coming.
I mean, we come back to integrity issues. I mean, if
Character?
Yeah, character and integrity.
Character.
And I remember somebody saying that you can be very talented, but your talent needs to be dressed with character.
They
Yes.
say talent can take you where character can take you, a talent can't keep you.
Yeah.
So you can go so far, you can only go so far with talent, but you need character more than you need talent. I'm sure I've had companies that insist on working with particular people, even DJs, they say we will work with this DJ and we know why. Because he sets up early, he's on time, and you know, we don't have qualms with him. And I've heard of artists, gospel artists, who are known to be perennial latecomers.
Oh, yes.
Latecomers.
And even
like you
notions.
call him for a gig at midday, he shows up at 4.
People have left.
Just etiquette and integrity.
And so he's insisting on 50% that are bakia.
Which you have already given.
Yeah, like no, nataka hiyo 50%. But just kulikuwa na jam. So there's
if there's a jam, you begin earlier.
And of course, when we look at on the other side of the coin, the successful artists, they're very, very reliable. They have integrity.
They
if
have
they're not
learned
coming,
that.
they'll tell you. They are media friendly, because again, that's the other part. You find there's some who are very anti-media, yet you want the same media to sell.
Which is really a head scratcher, if you ask me, because you purport to be an artist. This is what you do for a living. I've entrusted you with an event I'm doing. Maybe it's a wedding. I'm not going to repeat my wedding next week on Saturday when there's no traffic. It's a one in a lifetime thing. I need you to start singing at 8. Okay? And I've called you and given you a contract and said on the 8th, I want you at 8 at X place. Why are you coming at 10:49? Really?
Or not coming at all?
No, they'll come.
All right, final story, the cover story, and that is on page 8. Save Our Stars. And there are 10,000 registered musicians in Kenya and an estimated 50 recording studios in Nairobi alone, releasing about 40 songs by local artists every month. Yet, as music consumers are spoiled for choice, with ringtone companies minting money, they're saying save our stars, because it looks like this money is being made but it's not reaching.
There is industry. Kenyans culturally aren't very good spenders in terms of supporting local. Like Adhiambo and I would put up an event and say Nameless is going to be headlining the event. We'll get 1,005 phone calls about you give us the tickets.
Oh yeah.
Then Mike will call and say hello, niko na wife tunakuja, uwezi tafutia kiti hapo mbele alafu comp zangu nachukulia kwa gate. So you're wondering, did I do a free gig? So I think it's just slowly we need to put it out there that when you're going for an event, find it in yourself to pay, because that money is what is going to go back.
And how are they going to churn out talent if we're not paying them?
To watch them.
I remember even we had Bob Collymore not too long ago, and there was the jazz concert, the Safaricom jazz concert. And one of the things he said while he was here, he said, please don't call me for free tickets or for reserved seats. Everybody is sitting
just pay
anywhere.
And come.
Just pay. I think we need to get that culture. And somebody says, TV. Then you give the carnival bounce of 500 shillings and you walk straight to the line and you enjoy people's creativity and intellectual property. But the flip side of it is this, that artists, some of which are too available. You know that huyu ukitaka kumpata endaga pale Wednesday.
You'll find
so you wash down your career.
Your brand.
They need to be able to
you need to be scarce.
It's important. So we can look for you.
So if you're scarce and you announce that, okay, as Obina, I am going to be performing at Y. I'll come. I'm like, oh, I've seen this guy on TV. Let me go see him, whatever like. But if I see you everywhere, I'm like, oh, anakuaga tao hapo Nation Center hapo mbele akitembea tembea.
Why would I pay?
No, but then you see, understand that nowadays they're also supporting one another, so that is why they're doing these things together. But I think that as good promoters, we probably need to be able to let them know that the scarcity is good, but when you also tell them not to be found, then some of them you actually will not be able to see them, and then people will forget about them.
I know Bien is a good friend of mine, and they decided about 2 years ago that they're not going to go out in the club kila mahali. It's rare that you'll find Sauti Sol anywhere. Tell me where you see
part of the brand.
That is part of branding. So when you're too available, chances are I'm not going to pay for I'm not going to give you your asking price.
Okay. All right, that's please do get yourself a copy of the Pulse as well, and get a good read for the weekend.